Good morning to all of you. Hello, good morning, all of you. Welcome back to our live class. So, I hope we have many new viewers today, I'm pretty sure. So, we are going to discuss about the listening section today. And listening section ma हामीले आज के गर्दा ठिक हुन्छ के गर्दा ठिक हुँदैन what are the questions being asked कति points आउँछ each question को so stuff like that we will discuss today. So good morning Mr. Johnson, good to see you. So good morning to all of you. Okay, so listening section को आज एउटा quick overview and then we'll also discuss a few types of questions in the listening section. How do we approach the listening section? र के गर्यो भने चाहिँ we're going to get the best possible result. So we're going to discuss on that today. So let's get started. The listening section obviously is an important section, just like anything else. Let's go full marks 90. And if you want to understand how the listening section is scored, overall score, कहाँबाट आउँछ त्यो बुझ्न मन छ भने अल्फा पिटीको सिस्टममा यो मार्किङ भन्ने एउटा मेन्यु छ. If you have a look at that, you should be able to see it very nicely. Listening, where do we get our marks from? So for listening section, 22 points roughly from your repeat sentence. 25 points approximately from write from dictation. Then we have about 15 points from summarized spoken text. Highlight incorrect words gives you about 10. And then retelling a lecture gives you about 6 points. And then from another 9 points from your blanks, fill in the blanks of your listening module. And then we have 4 points from our answer short questions. Okay, so that's another 4 points, 1.5 from your MCQ, multiple answers of listening, 0.5 each from your MCQ, single answers, and select missing word. So these are just tentative calculations, so not exactly this, but you can say plus minus 10%. So this is what we should be expecting to see on the exam day as well, okay? So let's get started with the first question of the listening section. So first question of your listening section is summarize spoken text. So your question type मा चाहिँ हामीलाई एउटा audio play हुन्छ. We have 10 minutes to do this. The summarize spoken text मा you will listen to an audio, you take some notes of the keywords that are discussed on the audio, and then you will have to write a summary from 50 to 70 words. So range is very important, 50 to 70. So minimum 50. You can have multiple sentences in this question. So make sure you use enough keywords. 10-12 keywords ko target राख्नुस्. If you get those keywords, you can use them and place them in a nice and simple your score. So listening ko summarize spoken text is an easy question, I would say. And this one you can get out of 10. Easily you could get about 8, 9. Okay? So Isma, most important thing is to make sure that we note down the keywords and use them in our very properly. So that's pretty important for you to keep in mind. Okay, so second question that you see on the listening section is your multiple choice questions with multiple answers. So multiple answers भन्ने बित्तिकै you'll see more than one answer obviously. So more than one answer भएपछि you will get a little bit confused every now and then. You don't need to be किनकि यो question को weight value त्यति धेरै हुँदैन. यो question मा okay, give it a try, actually try गर्नुस्, attempt गर्नुस्, तर please don't spend too much time on this question. Your question like धेरै time दिएर there is not much value in the question. So make sure you move on to the blanks, which is far more important. So fill in the blanks is obviously far more important than any other question. So अरू question भन्दा fill in the blanks लाई चाहिँ अलिकति priority मा राखेर make sure that we recheck the spellings, make sure we have a nice grammar balance, ed, es or singular, plural चाहिन्छ चाहिँदैन त्यो खालको judgment important छ है. So listening को blank space मा spellings and grammar. So यो दुईटा कुरालाई एकदमै balance तरिकाले स्क्यान गर्ने बानी गर्नु पर्यो. Okay, so that's your third question, blanks. And then moving on, you have highlight incorrect summary. Highlight the correct summary भनेको तपाईको you will generally get about 4 summaries. You will listen to a pretty lengthy audio or a lecture play हुन्छ र त्यो audio सुनेर you have to make a judgment. कुन चाहिँ होला त भन्ने कुरा जज गर्न सक्नु पर्यो हामीले. Okay, so that's your third type of question. So that's your third type of question, and then sorry, fifth one ma select multiple choice with single answers. Once again, multiple choice question हो, but एउटा मात्रै answer हुन्छ यसमा चाहिँ instead of having multiple answers. So that's your next type of question. And then moving on, you have select missing word. Select missing word भनेको एउटा sentence incomplete छोडिदिन्छ last को sentence, and you will have to find the word that best fits in that place. So that last word will be censored. So you'll hear kind of a beep sound. Beep sound आउँछ. त्यो sound आएको ठाउँमा चाहिँ what's the missing word? त्यो तपाईँको job भनेको to identify that missing word. Okay, so that's the next question. त्यसपछि गएर हाम्रो next type of question that we have is highlight incorrect words. Highlight incorrect words मा तपाईको एउटा transcript दिएको हुन्छ, and there will be a few words that will be replaced in the transcript. So make sure that you identify those words as we go click गर्दै जाने हो. So that's the job we need to do. And the last question of the listening section is your write from dictation. Very similar to your, what do you call it, the arco repeat sentence भन्ने question. So your listening capacity is also being tested. So listening र writing दुईटैमा marks दिन्छ यसले. त्यो भएको भएर एकदमै important question for your listening as well as writing modules. Okay, so these are the questions. 8 different types of questions are asked in your listening section. त्यो सबै क्वेसनको सेम भ्याल्यु छैन, सेम वेट छैन. सो जस्ट बिकज अफ द्याट हामीले आन्सर गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ we have to make sure that time management is done properly, because we cannot be giving the same amount of time to your, what do you call it, write from dictation and to your MCQ. त्यो दुईटाको भ्याल्यु मार्क्स कन्ट्रिब्युसन धेरै फरक हुने भएको भएर चाहिँ we have to make sure that we understand that value and allocate our time accordingly. Okay, so कुनमा कति टाइम दिने भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ एकदमै भाइटल छ. and once you practice a few questions, त्यसपछि तपाईलाई बानी पर्दै जान्छ अनि and then you'll start understanding कुन क्वेसनलाई कति भ्याल्यु दिनुपर्ने अथवा कुन क्वेसनलाई कति टाइम दिनुपर्ने, त्यो कुराहरू चाहिँ you'll start realizing that very soon. Okay, so without spending any extra time, so Azami, let's go for write from dictation. So reverse magaram. So we'll cover a few questions today, and then we'll continue again tomorrow with some other questions. So I want you to listen to the audio. Okay, actually, let's do it together. So we are going to listen to the audio, and we are going to try and note them down. Okay, so comments ma तपाईहरुले चाहिँ whatever you listen त्यसको answer comment मा हाल्दिनु होला. And I'm not going to give the answer. I want you to try it first. Okay, सुरुमा तपाईहरुकोबाट answer दिउँ and then we'll find the right answer. So here we go. Please listen carefully.
These projects will provide vital links between companies and universities.
Okay, so that was the audio. I hope all of you listen to it. All right, so कसरी सुनेछ भने please shoot your answer in the comment. Let me see. All right, so I don't seem to be getting any answer from anyone. So let me just try and put the answer here. So the answer was, I think, these projects. So typing error, projects will provide vital information between companies and universities. Okay, so that was something close to this. So these projects will provide vital information to you, so link रहेछ. So L is what I have noted down. यसलाई गर्ने तरिका भनेको, so what I did was like I just noted the initials first. These projects will provide vital link between companies and universities. So यसरी this is what I had noted down at first. So once when you're able to note down your initials like this, त्यसपछि गएर you can start explaining your T भनेको these, P भनेको projects, W will, P provide, V vital, L link between companies and universities. So many students get confused as to companies राख्ने कि company राख्ने, can I keep them both? So they keep asking such questions. So yes, the answer is you can keep them both. There is no problem. So projects भनेको project भन्यो, so I'm not sure. तर यो these भन्ने word it clearly reflects the word projects. Project मिल्दैन. Between company and university, okay, universities हो भनेर confusion छ भने you can do this as well. Okay. So it doesn't cost you anything. So तपाईँलाई एउटा अगाडिको alphabet has to be a capital letter. So that's one of the requirements of right from dictation. Okay, and the last one has to have a full stop. So that's another requirement. So these two things have to be kept in our mind to make sure that we get full score in our right from dictation. Okay, so with this in mind, so let's see what the score says, and we'll try a few more questions together, and this time I hope we get some answers from you as well. So these projects will provide vital links. So link rakimamle, links was the word between companies and universities. So everything was plural. Okay. So यसरी चाहिँ तपाईँले यो क्वेसनलाई initials first and then explaining it helps you slightly. And if you want to add a few words in between here and there, दुई चारवटा words राख्न मन छ भने, yes, you can do that. So we have a few students that have a few answers over here. So this र these मा confused भएको थिएँ, दुईटै लेखिदियो भने के हुन्छ? Yes, Mr. Rana, can be done. Negative marking हुँदैन यसमा. So how it right from dictation is scored? Each correctly spelled word gives you 1 point. So each correctly spelled word equals to 1 point. So this is a simple mathematics that is used, and it means you are not being marked in a negative manner. Negative marking is नहुने भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ you can always give your answer and you don't need to worry too much. So these दुईटै राख्दा भयो, links दुईटै हामीले राखेको भए would have scored better. So यसरी चाहिँ हामीले याद गर्नुपर्ने कुरा, we can always have both of them. Okay. So यसमा no restriction, just initial र final word मा केयर गर्नु, because your final word needs to have a full stop and the initial word needs to have a capital letter. So let's try one more question. So get ready.
Some of the farmland has been devastated by floods and droughts.
Wow, that was a very difficult one. Okay, so initials, this is what I have noted. So some of the farmland has been devastated by floods and drought. Wow, that was a very, very difficult question. I hope you don't get such questions on the exam day. Okay, so some of the farmland, okay, of farmlands, of farmland, or lands. Look at this. So you can do even up to this. So farmland, farmlands, farm in a separate word, land separately, lands separately, has अब plural थियो भने have पनि चाहियो. So have been devastated by floods. अब floods भन्यो अथवा flood भन्यो, if you're not sure, you can go like this. and drought. So if you noticed here, I've got about 5-6 extra words just to make sure that I get the full score. Okay, so this is what I want to submit, and let's see what score we get for this question. So we get 5.5 out of 6. So what did we miss out? Drought here, droughts. S at the end cost us 0.5 points. So this is how the test is scored. So all the words that were not necessary in the sentence, त्यसले मलाई माइनस स्कोर दिएको छैन. I don't have negative points, which means तपाईँले यो एक्जाम डेमा पनि मजाले गर्दा हुन्छ. It's not a problem. Okay. So hope it's clear now. Each correctly spelled words. So minimum कतिवटा words हुनुपर्छ नि, सबै याद भएन भने there is no minimum, Mr. Rana. So एउटा दुईटा तीनटा it doesn't matter. जतिवटा तपाईँले मिलाउनुहुन्छ त्यतिको मार्क्स आउँछ. So try to make a habit of listening to a sentence and taking down the notes, especially the initials. That's going to be a massive help for your for your what do you call it, for your speaking section, sorry, for your listening points and also for your writing. किनकि writingमा तपाईँको prepositions, articlesहरूको नि marks जान्छ. So make sure we note them down. Initials note गर्ने बानी गर्नु. If you can develop that habit, त्यसले तपाईँलाई धेरै help हुन्छ है. So let's keep moving ahead. Let's try one more round. अर्को एउटा question try गरौँ. Listen up.
This job is very challenging and demanding for new graduates.
Okay, so those initials I noted down. So I said this job is very challenging and demanding for new graduates. So that was the sentence. This job is very challenging. Now, challenging was spelling my confused way, for example, ENGING. So you can do this as well. And demanding for new graduates. So that was the sentence that was told to us. So यसरी लेख्ने, and then you submit it, and then you see how you performed. So spelling mistakes, even the tiny mistakes will cost you marks. So challenging को मैले दुईटै spelling लेख्दै थिएँ, so that helped me because AIANGING and ENGING is challenging. So that's how we can take use, or that's how we can take benefits. Okay. So this is how the test is scored. So each correctly spelled word gives you 1 point. So keep that in your mind all the time. Okay. तपाईहरुको जहिले पनि incorrectly spelled word लाई ignore गर्छ, correctly spelled word ले तपाईलाई 1 point दिन्छ. So that's very simple thing to keep in mind. Okay, so let's try one more round and see. Okay, so that's another question. So let's have a look. So it was sleep is believed to play a critical role in saving memories. I forgot the last two words. Tilo garera. Okay, so sleep is believed. So believed को spelling BELIEVED, believed हुन सक्छ, to play a critical role. So can be roles as well in saving memories. So memories. Okay, so this is how we are going to wrap it up. So sleep is पछि यहाँ V3 चाहियो. So believed, two spelling options to play a critical roles in saving memory or memories. All right, so this is how you submit. Last word, second last and last word. Yes, storing. Yeah, that's what I was confused about. So roll is the right word. Rolls चाहिएन. So which means we get 1 point if we get the word correct, and we missed the word storing. We said saving, so that's where we missed out. Okay, so this is how you do your write from dictation question. So let me read one more comment from Pasupati's over here. So sentence मिल्न पर्छ कि नै, अगाडिको ग्रामर बिग्रेर पछाडिको कुनै वर्डको मार्क्स आउँदैन भन्छ नि, हो त? ओके, यस. सो द वर्ड्स ह्याभ टु बी इन अर्डर. ग्रामर सेन्टेन्स भन्दा पनि वर्डको अर्डर म्याटर गर्छ. जस्तो इफ यु पुट अ कपल अफ वर्ड्स इन फ्रन्ट एन्ड कपल अफ वर्ड्स एट द ब्याक, त्यसको चाहिँ मार्क्स आउँदैन. सो लेट मी जस्ट गिभ यु वान इक्जाम्पल. सो त्यस्तो खालको
To enroll in this course. Students must present a valid identification to enroll in this course.
Okay, so the answer was students must present a valid identification to enroll in this course. Okay, so like our friend asked, so what happens if we don't get grammar correct? So all I चाहिँ यहाँ राखेँ valid को अगाडि. अब two लाई चाहिँ let's say we forgot it and यहाँ राखेँ. So any course लाई चाहिँ यहाँ राखेँ. So let's see what's going to happen. So let's have a look. Students are must present blah blah blah. So orders हामीले बिगार्यौँ. So let's see how it is scored in terms of order. Students are. So are is in the wrong place. So we did not get points for that. Okay. So this course is again in the wrong place. Enroll is again in the wrong place. So it means तपाईँले त्यो वर्डको सिक्वेन्सिङ, वर्डको अर्डर चाहिँ मिलाउन सक्नु पर्यो. सो अगाडिको पछाडि, पछाडिको अगाडि हालेर मार्क्स आउँदैन. How much time is required for one WFD? Prakashji, good morning to you. So one WFD, I suggest keeping about 2 minutes for that. Honestly speaking, the audio is just what 5 seconds. अनि तपाईँलाई टाइप गर्नलाई धेरै लाग्यो भने 20-30 सेकेन्ड लाग्ने हो. तर keep a little bit of time. Write from dictation भनेको तपाईँको कस्तो खालको क्वेसन हो भन्दा it is one of the most important questions in your listening and writing. So write from dictation, I would recommend you to save at least, I would say about 7 minutes for this question. So 7 minutes किन भन्दा 3 4 question सोध्छ यो लास्टमा. So this is the last question of your listening test of the whole exam actually. So last question भएको भएर just make sure that you have plenty of time. किनकि टाइम पुगेन भने हामीलाई write from dictation मा टाइम पुगेन. If you cannot recheck, जस्तो भनौँ अघि हामीले गऱ्यौँ एउटै वर्डलाई 2 चोटि 3 चोटि लेख्यौँ नि, त्यो गर्नलाई पनि अलिकति टाइम त चाहिन्छ डेफिनेटली. So you need a little bit of time to do that. So त्यस्तो खालको कन्टेक्स्टहरुमा चाहिँ always a nice idea to just make sure that we do it twice. Okay. So but A पियोनीले त मार्क्स दिन्छ अगाडि पछाडि भयो नि. Naveenji, yes, good morning to you. A पियोनीले मार्क्स दिन्छ, I know that. तर अब it's always a good idea to keep it safe. अगाडि पछाडि सकेसम्म नपार्नुस्, quite normal कुरा हो, common sense हो त्यो. तर अब जानी जानी अगाडि पछाडि पारिँदैन. अब एक्जाम डेमा झुकेर अगाडि पछाडि भयो भने पियर्सनको एआईले चाहिँ generally it doesn't give you points when you do that. So word order matters. जस्तो repeat sentence भनौँ त्यसमा पनि word order matter गर्छ. So यस्तो कुराहरु चाहिँ हाम्रो practice platforms, for example Alpha PTE, APUNI यस्तो खालकोहरुमा र real examमा it's slightly different. Okay, practice platforms ले high score दियो भन्दामा तपाईलाई real examमा पनि high score आउँछ भन्ने guarantee हुँदैन. Because practice platforms generally are slightly, I would say, easier to get marks in terms of your listening and speaking. तर real examमा listening speaking मा अलिकति गाह्रो हुन्छ marks ल्याउनलाई. Okay, त्यो भएको भएर please make sure that we get the job done very nicely as accurately as possible. र तपाईहरुले PTE को exam prepare गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने the most important question obviously is repeat sentence and write from dictation. गाह्रो पनि र important पनि. यो दुईटा क्वेसनलाई प्लिज स्पेन्ड इनफ टाइम, स्पेन्ड इनफ आवर्स प्र्याक्टिसिङ, किनकि यो दुईटा क्वेसनमा ल्याक अफ प्र्याक्टिसले गर्दाखेरि स्कोर्स थोरै आउँछ। हामीले वाट टु डु इज प्रिटी क्लियर, तर बानी नभएको कारणले वी टेन्ड टु हेजिटेट, वी टेन्ड टु स्किप। सो अनि अर्को एउटा लिसनिङ र लिसनिङ भन्दा पनि स्पिकिङ सेक्सनमा याद गर्नुपर्ने कुरा भनेको त्यो वर्डको अर्डर, सब्जेक्ट वर्ब अब्जेक्टको जुन प्याटर्न छ इङ्ग्लिस ल्याङ्ग्वेजको स्ट्यान्डर्ड फर्मेट, that always needs to be kept in our brain, okay? So त्यो भएको भएर चाहिँ make sure that you get it done properly. Okay, so that was your right from dictation. अब एउटा दुईटा highlight incorrect words पनि गरेर हेरौँ. So let's finish these two questions for today. So highlight incorrect words, but see what's going to happen is like you're going to get a nice transcript, अनि त्यो transcript को audio play गर्छ, and you need to keep moving along with the audio and make sure words that appear on the screen. Okay, so let's give it a try.
Rutherford Hayes was born in Ohio in 1822. He was a good student at Kenyon College and at Harvard Law School. He opened a law office in Cincinnati. When he was 30 years old, he married Lucy Witt. Later, he served as an officer in the Union Army during America's Civil War. He was elected to the United States House of Representatives. He also served as governor of Ohio. In this job, he helped establish the college that became Ohio State University.
Okay, so those were the correctly said words. जस्तो उसले टर्नको सट्टामा बर्न भन्यो, अनि फर्मको साटोमा I think it was the word office. Then there was carried, and the audio said married. So later he served as an officer in the Union Army during America's World War थिएन, अर्को के war थियो, Cold War थियो I think maybe. So he was selected and he was elected, and then mayor, I don't know, representative. There was a wrong word over there, and he renamed. So this is how you have to practice. So mayor and a governor theory, so I forgot. Renamed and became, that was the right word. And World War, I think it's Civil War. So this is how you have to keep clicking all the incorrect words that you hear. And remember guys, this question is giving you points for your listening and for your reading as well. So reading ko lagi pani, it's a very important question. Delicately balanced questions, so just make sure that we get it properly done. Okay, so that is some practice. Abhishek ji is asking me something. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me how much bank balance is required for Australian student visa? Abhishek ji, good morning. So it depends on the course. If you have finished your high school अनि bachelor's degree अथवा diploma leading to bachelor's अथवा diploma पढ्न जाँदै हुनुहुन्छ भने 38-40 lakhs should be enough. If you're looking for master's degree, about 45 lakhs should be enough. So bank balance अथवा fund show गर्ने भनेको what is generally required, एक वर्षको tuition fees, living cost, travel cost. So त्यो तीनटा कुरा चाहिँ cover गर्नु पर्यो तपाईको fund ले. So hope that clarifies your question. Okay, so let's try one more highlight incorrect words for today, and then we will wrap up for today. Back again tomorrow.
The White House was the largest house in the country until after the Civil War in the 1860s. The White House has 132 rooms, including 16 family and guest rooms, 35 bathrooms, and 3 kitchens. There are 6 levels. The first level has many famous rooms. For example, the West Wing of the White House includes the Oval Office. This is where the president works and meets with his advisors. The president receives guests in the Blue Room. And the State Dining Room can hold 140 people for official dinners in honor of foreign leaders. The second and third floors are the family's private areas. When it is cold outside, the president and his family can warm up near one of the White House's 28 fireplaces. And when it is hot outside, they can swim in the outdoor pool.
All right, so These were the words that we spotted. So let's see if we got them right. Yes. So highlight incorrect words. It doesn't concern spelling. It just concerns concentration, listening to the audio very carefully, moving your mouse along the way. यसमा एउटा important skill to develop mouse सँगसँगै move हुनु पर्यो. अनि as soon as you listen to the wrong word, just click and that's done. So एकदमै important question for your reading and for your listening sections. And easy as well किनकि यसमा there is no spelling, there is no grammar, there is no typing. So त्यो भएको भएर चाहिँ just make sure you get these correct. यो सजिलो question हो. Just clicking gives you points. Okay, so that wraps up, I think, the two most important questions in our listening test. So PTE को listening बाट हामीले start गर्यौं. So we will continue doing more questions of the listening section. And as we move along, we will keep discussing different tricks and ideas for each of the sections. So thank you very much for watching today, and I'll see you again tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be continuing our listening journey and deal with MCQs and blanks. Okay? So have a good day to all of you.